The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The House passes the migrants bill. That immunity clause, though, removed. The F&M opposed the bill. Foreign Affairs Minister Mitchell says he wants a visa treaty with the U.S. And the body of a man with head injuries found off Gladstone Road. Investigations continue into that. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Farrell Goff will be here, filling in for Duquesa Dean. Also this morning, our monthly series with NIB. We're talking about their expanded holiday hours that begin today. What do you need to know about that? And compliance matters. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, as parliamentarians debated the Smuggling of Migrants Bill 2025, Minister of National Security Wayne Munro advised that the controversial clause which provided that smuggled migrants would not be prosecuted under the bill would be deleted. He maintained that the clause would not have changed anything about the way that migrants who enter the Bahamas illegally are processed. But Munro saying yesterday, quote, "We have heard the outcry and this is a responsive government. People had a problem with there being immunity, and it's being removed. When I examined it, I could not see the importance of it." Well, that bill, which aims to strengthen the country's borders, target and reduce human smuggling activity in the country, and close gaps in existing legal framework, was tabled in the House in October. Munro explained that what is being criminalized is bringing anyone into the country illegally who is not a Bahamian or who has not been granted a right to be here as a legal resident. He added that it also addresses individuals who are attempting to enter another country legally if they are in the Bahamas legally. In the week since the bill was tabled, however, there's been an uproar about Section 11 of the bill, which provided that anyone, a smuggled migrant, would not be liable to criminal prosecution under the Act. The government has defended the bill, with Attorney General Ryan Pinder noting that it does not grant any new rights or entitlements to migrants. While F&M leader Michael Pintard said he was pleased with the removal of Section 11 of the bill, he maintained that the Davis administration has not gone far enough in dealing with immigration issues. The opposition said it does not support the bill and said it would should be withdrawn from the House. Pintard saying yesterday, quote, if they wish to end systemic dysfunction or irregularities or loopholes in the system and work diligently to remove this, we do not see sufficient evidence from them in this regard. Pintard said the FNM believes that legislation should not only address those who smuggle migrants, but also the migrants who pay to be smuggled into another country. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell says he has proposed that the United States and the Bahamas consider the implementation of a formal visa-free travel treaty between the two countries. He said the issues come to the forefront amid an intensifying immigration crackdown in the U.S., with U.S. President Donald Trump recently vowing to ban migration from all third world countries, his words. Mitchell saying in the House Assembly yesterday, quote, Bahamians have always wanted to travel freely to the United States. In previous incarnations, the U.S. government, I said to them, I've indicated in sort of private discussions with the Prime Minister that I think we ought to formally propose to the United States a treaty between ourselves for visa-free access for Bahamians to the U.S. When Mitchell brought up the issue in the past, then Chargé d'Affaires Usha Pitt said she did not believe it would be considered because it would be, quote, risky for both countries. Bahamians currently are able to travel to the United States without a U.S. visa if they have a clean police record, but need a visa if they are entering the United States from a third country. Mitchell made the comments as parliamentarians debated that smuggling of migrants bill. Investigations continue into the discovery of a man in his early 20s found dead with injuries to his head on the side of a dirt road off Gladstone Road. This happened yesterday morning. The discovery, police say his body was discovered by a passerby and foul play is, of course, suspected. Chief Superintendent Shirai King saying the body was found shortly before 7 a.m. They're asking for anyone with information to contact them. She says the victim did not have any identification on him and urged anyone with a missing relative to come forward. FNM leader Michael Pintard expressing sadness over the recent death of 57-year-old Hollis Curling, whose family waited nearly 24 hours for his body to be removed from his Ragged Island residence after he passed away last week. Curling died last Wednesday. His sister Amanda Curling said the family was instructed not to remove the body because it was a police matter, but no police officer has been permanently stationed on the island since 2017 when Hurricane Irma tore through the community. Pintard speaking outside Parliament, saying, quote, this harrowing story about one of our relatives and the inability of the system in general that is only typical of many problems we have in the Family Islands that we are not addressing. These are the things the Prime Minister should direct his attention to, and unfortunately, he's not doing that. A woman with a history of violent assaults denied bail in the public's interest after she allegedly pulled a knife on a woman and threatened to gut her. 27-year-old Devanya Laws of Toot Shop Corner denied a charge of assault with a dangerous instrument at her arraignment before senior magistrate Anishka Isaacs on Monday. Prosecutors say Laws was at the East Coast pub on Prince Charles Drive on November 24th when she got into a dispute with Shaquay Butler. During the row, Laws allegedly pulled a knife on Butler and made the chilling threat before they were parted. The 22-year-old Butler is in the hospital in serious condition after she was shot in a drive-by as she stood outside a home on Sugar Apple Street on December 6th. The prosecutor, Inspector Timothy Bain, objected to bail for Laws, citing her previous convictions for violence. In 2022, Laws was jailed for 1 year after she admitted to causing harm to Patrika Newman at the Ballers Lounge on Andros Avenue. In 2019, Laws was sentenced to 2 years in prison for playing a role in the murder of teen mom Brianna Mackey. Laws was initially charged with murder, but the charge was reduced to causing grievous harm in a plea deal. Laws was among 6 women who ganged Mackey as she walked along Key West Street on January 25th, 2018. The 19-year-old Mackey was beaten and stabbed in a feud that stemmed from her broken cell phone. Magistrate Isaacs denied bail and set January 22nd, 2026 trial date. Overseas, a powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck off northern Japan late Monday, injuring 23 people and triggering a tsunami in Pacific Coast communities. Authorities warned of possible aftershocks and an increased risk of a megaquake. The Japanese government was still assessing damages from the tsunami and late-evening quake, which struck around 11:15 p.m. in the Pacific Ocean, around 50 miles off the coast of Aomori, the northernmost prefecture of Japan's main Honshu Island. A tsunami of up to 2 feet 4 inches was measured in Kuji Port, just south of Aomori, and tsunami levels of up to 50 centimeters struck other coastal communities in the region. The Fire and Disaster Management Agency said 23 people were injured, including one seriously. Most of them were hit by falling objects. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has reaffirmed his firm refusal to cede any territory, resisting U.S. pressure for painful compromise with Russia as he continued to rally European support for Ukraine. The Ukrainian president met early today with Pope Leo at Castel Gandolfo, a papal residence outside Rome. He's set to have talks with Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni later. The Vatican said that Leo reiterated the need for the continuation of dialogue and expressed his urgent desire that the current diplomatic initiatives bring about a just and lasting peace. The Holy See has tried to remain neutral in the war while offering solidarity and assistance to what he called the martyred people of Ukraine. Leo has met now 3 times with Zelensky and has spoken by cell phone at least once with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The American Pope has called for a ceasefire and urged Russia in particular to make gestures to promote peace. Judges at the International Criminal Court sentencing the leader of the feared Sudanese Janjaweed militia to 20 years imprisonment today for war crimes and crimes against humanity committed in the catastrophic conflict in Darfur more than 2 decades ago. At a hearing last month, prosecutors sought a life sentence for Ali Muhammad Ali Abd al-Rahman, who was convicted in October of 27 counts of war crimes and crimes against humanity that included ordering mass executions and bludgeoning 2 prisoners to death with an axe in 2003 to 2004. The 76-year-old Abd al-Rahman stood and listened but showed no reaction as the presiding judge passed the sentence. He was handed sentences ranging from 8 years to 20 years for each of the counts for which he was convicted before the court imposed the overarching sentence of 20 years. And the world needs a new approach to environmental crises threatening the health of people and the planet by adopting policies to jointly tackle climate change, biodiversity loss, land degradation, and pollution. That's according to a UN report released today. Those issues are linked and require solutions that include increased spending and financial incentives to transition away from fossil fuels, according to the authors of the UN Environment Programme's quadrennial Global Environment Outlook. One of the lead authors and a former top NASA and British climate scientist, Bob Watson, saying, quote, "You can't think of climate change without thinking of biodiversity, land degradation, and pollution. You can't think of biodiversity loss without thinking about the implications of climate change and pollution." He says that they're all undermining the economy, worsening health and poverty, and threatening food and water security, and even national security. Among 300 scientists from 83 countries contributed to this year's report, called the most comprehensive global environment assessment ever undertaken, which was released during the UN Environment Assembly in Nairobi, Kenya. And Honduras the Attorney General there is saying today that he's ordered Honduran authorities and asking Interpol to execute a 2023 arrest order for ex-President Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was just pardoned by U.S. President Donald Trump. Hernandez was released from federal prison in the United States last week after Trump pardoned him. Hernandez has been sentenced in the U.S. federal court last year to 45 years in prison for helping move tons of cocaine into the United States. Hernandez went from a supposed U.S. ally in the war on drugs to the subject of a U.S. extradition request shortly after he left office in 2022. He was detained and sent to the U.S. by current President Xiomara Castro of the Social Democrat Libre Party. The Attorney General, including a photo of the 2-year-old order signed by a Supreme Court magistrate for alleged fraud and money laundering charges. The order says that it must be executed in the case that the accused is freed by United States authorities. Dozens of Honduran officials and politicians were implicated in the so-called Pandora case, in which Honduran prosecutors alleged government funds were diverted through a network of non-governmental organizations to political parties, including Hernandez's 2013 presidential campaign.
Wake up, it's a new day.
In sports, the Bahamas put its hopes for a Caribbean Baseball Cup title on the arm of 20-year-old collegiate pitcher Tyreek Sherman, the pitcher out of Sterling College in Kansas Monday night, was splendid, but a couple of 2-run innings off relief pitchers hurt them, and they fell 5-1 to Curacao in the gold medal game. Sherman started for the Bahamas and went 4 complete innings. After struggling in the first, he settled down and held Curacao batters in check for the next 3 innings. However, a 2-run double by Curaçao's third spot batter, Erickson Leonora, in the bottom of the 5th, and a 2-run home run by their third baseman, Shervian Newton, batting at the top of the order in the bottom of the 6th. Off relief pitchers proved to be the difference. Again, the Bahamas falling to Curacao 5-1. Curacao winning their second consecutive title. From the NBA, Bahamian DeAndre Ayton remains on a hot streak for the Los Angeles Lakers, still shooting over 70% on the season, and other Bahamians are making significant contributions to their teams as well. In their latest outing against Valdez Vijay Edgecombe and the Philadelphia 76ers, Ayton was a perfect 7 for 7 from the floor, finishing with 14 points, adding 12 rebounds in a 112-108 win for the Lakers. For the Lakers' starting center, it was his second double-double and 5th double-digit scoring game since missing a game against their crosstown rival, the Los Angeles Clippers, due to right knee contusion. Starting for the Sixers, Bahamian rookie guard Edgecombe had a strong performance as well, finishing with 15 points on 5 for 13 shooting from the field and adding 5 rebounds and 3 assists. It was their first time meeting up with Ayton, and he hailed as professionals. Ayton said afterwards that he's extremely proud of the 20-year-old Edgecombe and what he's done in a short period of time as a professional basketball player. And from Monday Night Football action in the NFL, Justin Herbert stiff-armed the opposition with his broken left hand. The defense forced big plays, and the Los Angeles Chargers eked out a victory to move within 2 games of first place in the AFC West. Cameron Dicker kicked a go-ahead 54-yard field goal, one of his 5 in the game, and Tony Jefferson intercepted Jalen Hurts at the 1-yard line in overtime of a messy 22-19 victory for the slumping Philadelphia Eagles. The Chargers are 9-4 now, overcoming a penalty on a neutral zone infraction that gave the Eagles a first down. 2 plays later, though, Hurts threw deep to Jahan Dotson in double coverage, only to have Jefferson keep his feet in bounds on the game-ending play. Hurts was 21 of 40 for 240 yards and 4 interceptions. In the first quarter, he had 2 turnovers on the same play as part of a chaotic sequence in which he was intercepted and he fumbled. Strachan had picked off Hurts and then fumbled the ball before Hurts recovered and the quarterback fumbled. And Troy Dye recovered to give the Chargers possession. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got an active cold front that's going to bring unsettled weather to much of the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas today, while the northern islands can expect cloudy to overcast conditions with mostly passing showers. Additionally, weak high pressure and a dry air mass will continue to support stable, dry conditions across the southeastern Bahamas. More on the front in a bit, but for today, there is a moderate risk of rip currents, mainly along Atlantic-exposed shorelines. Beachgoers and swimmers are asked to remain alert. And localized flooding is possible in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy and or prolonged rainfall events across the northwest Bahamas today. So for today, for the extreme northern islands, cloudy to occasionally overcast, becoming partly cloudy tonight. A 20 to 30% chance of isolated showers with a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Winds north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence, partly cloudy to cloudy today through tonight. A 40 to 60% chance of scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Winds northwest to north at 10 knots or less. Shifting north to northeast by this afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds for the central Bahamas, becoming partly cloudy tonight, about a 20% chance of isolated showers. And for the southeastern islands, partly to mostly sunny today, turning mainly fair tonight with only about a 10% chance of showers. For the central and southeastern islands, winds variable at less than 10 knots. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs around 84, 85 Fahrenheit, 29, 30 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight, getting down to the low to mid 70s for the northern half of the country, about 23, 24 Celsius. And the mid to upper 70s for the central and southeast Bahamas, about 76, 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple.
It's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we are discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, Air, the Athlete's Foot, and BTC, Games and More, John Bull, Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's, Clarkson, Island Luck, Starbucks, and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Looking to elevate your gadget game? game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
At RBC, your idea of getting more happens here with a no-fee loan. Share in up to $20,000 in cash prizes. Learn more at rbc.com/holiday loan.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Schedule your test drive of the truck that's built for the Bahamas by visiting easy242.com or call 461-0100.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You could tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me on a Tuesday morning, we've got Farrell Goff here. Farrell, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas. Always a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Great to have you with us. So we're doing a little, for various reasons, people's schedules, but the co-hosts are all going to be a little mixed up going well, for the rest of the week. So Farrell's here instead of Friday.
Are you trying to confuse the Bahamas in your listenership this week, Dwight? What's going on?
Perhaps. It isn't my fault. I can tell you that now.
People are like, I'm going back to sleep. Is Farrell? Oh my goodness! No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Well, instead of Friday, Farrell's here. Duquesa is going to be on tomorrow. Instead of tomorrow, Chester will be on Thursday, and Laverne, who's on Thursday, is going to be on Friday this week. So, yeah, everyone's going to be all over the place. But glad to have all of you with us for the rest of the week. All right, so coming up this morning, we'll be talking with NIB, their monthly series with us. They are doing something special this week. They're expanding their hours to help folks to get compliant if you're not, and they're going to talk about that this morning in business. That's all ahead. But right now, there is a whole lot to talk about in the news. And in the news, debate began on the smuggling of migrants bill in the House yesterday, and the government making some big announcements that they heard the outcry from the public and they made some changes. They made some amendments to the bill, the parts that were extremely controversial. Take a listen to this report from our Charlene Ferguson.
Insisting his government smuggling of migrants bill would never have created a new pathway for illegal migrants to stay here legally. Prime Minister Philip Davis says his government has still listened to concerned Bahamians and will remove Section 11 from that bill. That section provided smuggled migrants immunity from prosecution for the crime of illegal entry, remaining here illegally, or possessing fraudulent documents.
There are concerns that the effect of some provisions might give migrants in our country illegally a new pathway to be here legally. It is not true, nor was that ever the intention. But we believed it important to amend the bill so as to remove any doubts whatsoever on that point. Hence, you heard the foreshadowing of moving, I think, Section 11.
But the opposition has been arguing that people who pay smugglers to enter this country are not victims, but facilitators of the crime and should face prosecution. National Security Minister Wayne Munro, in opening debate on that controversial bill, told Parliament this government heard the outcry and responded.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, as I've indicated, a movement will be moved to delete Section 11. We've heard the outcry. This is a responsive government. This government is responding by removing it. People had a problem with there being immunity, and it's being removed.
He reiterated the main intent of that bill is to increase penalties for smugglers and help this country stop the flow of illegal migrants to this country, the United States, and any other country by allowing for greater cooperation with international partners.
This concept that the principle of non-refoulement will prevent returns is not accurate. It is a principle that we are bound by now, and it's a principle that has not prevented record deportations during the course of this administration. Finally, it accounts for the special needs of smuggled migrants, in particular women and children and other migrants with special needs. That would be, Mr. Deputy Speaker, an obligation that our Constitution, quite apart from Christian charity, would impose upon us. That is one of the inalienable rights of persons not to be mistreated.
For the Guardian News Network, I'm Charlene Ferguson.
Okay, so there's a lot more on this in today's Nassau Guardian. Our Rachel Scott writing about it. So a few more details. So the Prime Minister noted that up to now, prosecutors have had to piece together cases from provisions in the Penal Code, the Immigration Act, and other laws to address the issue of human smuggling. He also noted concerns about Section 11, as you heard in that piece, and pointed to his government's track record as it relates to immigration, as he assured that there ought not be any doubt over the intention of the legislation. Davis said, quote, "We have time and again demonstrated our seriousness on this issue. We have substantial investments in new technology, in surveillance and enforcement assets, in robust recruitment and professional training, and in strengthening critical partnerships. In 2022, at the Summit of the Americas, we were under pressure to sign a declaration signed by 20 nations in our region agreeing to accept more migrants, but we refused. Our first duty is to our citizens and to those who are here lawfully." Later, the United Nations called on countries to suspend deportations to Haiti, and we refused that as well. So this bill builds on a very strong and very clear record of protecting our waters and our people and our sovereignty. Now, the opposition, while F&M leader Michael Pintard said he was pleased with the removal of Section 11 of the bill, he maintained that the Davis administration has not gone far enough in dealing with immigration issues. The opposition said it does not support the bill and said it should be withdrawn from the House. Pintard saying, quote, "If they wish to end systemic dysfunction or irregularities or loopholes in the system and work diligently to remove this, we do not see sufficient evidence from them in this regard." Pintard said the F&M believes that legislation should not only address those who smuggle migrants, but also the migrants who pay to be smuggled into other countries, saying, quote, "We are clear on what our position is, that both the smuggler and those who pay to be smuggled must be addressed. This bill does not do that." Well, the bill was passed shortly after 8:40 last night. All right, so that's the story there, but both the Prime Minister, the Attorney General, Wayne Monroe, the National Security Minister, saying that none of the previous legislation we have will be impacted, and people are charged, people are threatened with prison, some have been imprisoned, and many are deported because of the legislation that we have, and that this bill will not change that. But let's get your reaction to it before we get to some other stories related to this. Let's hear from you, Farrell, and you can call in 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796.
Yeah, that Dwight, it definitely looks like it's a step in the right direction. I mean, they're trying to create some clarity, remove this clause that I believe that has maybe created not so much a loophole, but just a roadblock to prosecution. I think it's a step in the right direction. I guess there's always more you can do. There's always more that you can do, and the opposition is always going to have a say in that. So no surprise there. But I don't. This is not controversial in my mind.
Now, it would be good to know with the deleting of this clause. Okay, so what now? Does it mean nothing? Why was it there in the first place? Everything. What are they not going to be able to do something they were going to be able to do, or what does it mean?
I think I think it was said, they're going to probably be able to prosecute more easily folks that come into the country illegally.
No. I mean, if they're going to delete, which they have deleted Section 11, what does that change? And
okay.
Okay, I
got you.
Does it upset anything?
What's the snowball effect?
Right.
Is there a snowball effect there that we're not necessarily discussing or seeing?
Yeah. Or was it no biggie, and so why was it there in the first place?
I mean, it's some of our laws and provisions are outdated and need to be, revisited and updated. So this could be one of those cases as well.
Just a copy and paste and we could take that out. This is
just
brand new legislation.
Well, not so much brand new, but
it's Section 11 of this bill.
Yeah.
So that's just a little puzzling. That was the part that people had a lot of issue with, and there was another part as well where it says this bill will supersede any other bill. But if it can be removed that easily, why? Why put it in? Why put it in?
Yeah, in the first place.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Let's hear from you folks. Again, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. Let's hear from this caller. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Farrell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Fresh out of the gate, let me say this. This is why we as Bahamians have always been calling for quite some time the public consultation from the government to allow the people to speak. It's kind of interesting that now this clause is now closely looked at and also considered to be removed from this bill. It's kind of ironic to me, though, that with all the legal minds that have worked on this bill, you can tell me, or the presentation or preparing this bill, you're going to tell me that none of them have sought even an inkling of how the people were going to respond to putting that clause in there. There was no possibility at all that it was going to cause an uproar or an outcry. It's just shameful the way how, people really regard the Bahamians.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's all interpretation. And reading it doesn't necessarily mean what others were leading people to believe. If you think on it really long and hard, then you could twist it into meaning something else. But the fact that it could be interpreted in a strange way or in a different way is problematic. And so it needed to be addressed.
Well, let me just put it like this. It still comes back down to the public consultation side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that I really want to hang my my cap on this nail, because, had it not been for the open airwaves for us to actually hear not just the debate, if you can call it that, in Parliament, but actually to open the airwaves to give us, the people, or give we the people, the benefit of hearing what this bill truly proposed, and allowing us now to add our voices, not directly to them, but through the airwaves. That is the only saving grace for we as a people to get some action or some focus on that particular clause, as well as one or two other clauses to bring to mind that we are not just going to sit here and allow anything to be pushed without our input being heard. But thanks for taking my call first out of the gate.
Okay.
And it's going to be interesting to see what the other persons calling in have to say pertaining to what was really proposed here. Thanks for taking my call again.
Thanks a lot. Well, you can look at it a different way. This was tabled in October and debate set for December. And so whenever you do that, it is out there for the public to look at it and give their feedback.
Give their feedback to who, Dwight?
Whoever. I mean, you could give it to the ministry that's responsible for the bill, or to the Attorney General's office. You don't think it, or if your MP is a legislator. If you have concerns, write a letter. That would get a lot of attention. Or you could, like how it became very public, hold a press conference or go live on Facebook and say how much you hate the bill. But it was out there for a few weeks. Now, I do agree there needs to be a better process when it comes to consultation. With some bills, we've seen it. They have a big production for consultation, right? And other ones.
Who was the last one we saw like a big, like an actual public education campaign?
Well, no, I don't know about education, but consultation.
MPs making themselves available.
Oh,
to
not
their
that.
constituents
No.
In terms of a structured, format
definitely
where
no.
they can give feedback.
Can't recall one gaming. I don't remember the last time, but consultation definitely. Remember, they had lots of meetings with pastors about the marital rape and anything related to that. And I don't even know if that's wrapped up. Yeah, well, yes, we did pass something, but that went on for quite a while. Some things the consultation process is drawn out, and other ones the bill is tabled and debated within days, which is interesting. But yeah.
And it's not mandatory, by the way, that you have public consultation. That's why you have to, as much as possible, you have to be discerning about who you cast your vote for, right? Because ultimately they represent you in the House of Assembly. They're not mandated to come around and ask every constituent what their feeling is or their opinion or position is on a bill that's being debated and before they vote, right? Mm-hmm. They typically vote party lines, not individual constituency lines. So
Yeah.
It's just something that we have to think about, right, in terms of the public consultation.
No, I think the people would like it. The people, and I think they're right to want it. And it would be great if it could be.
Yeah, no, but it's
mandatory.
it's not realistic in all instances either, Dwight. You know, just in terms of a process.
You sure?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I mean, maybe not town hall meetings, but you if you could easily find it on maybe your MP's website or wherever, say, hey, this is what we're going to be debating. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Drop me a line, send me this or whatever. That could easily be done.
No, it could be improved. The process could be improved some, but I just think it's unrealistic to get your constituents' feedback on every single bill that you're debating, and then what's your marching orders? I mean, is your marching orders the leaning of your constituents, or is your marching orders the leaning of your party, or is it you as an individual member of parliament and what your position may be on a particular issue or bill, right? I mean, all that we have to consider. We know what it is today, though, right? I mean, very few times do we see deviation from party lines.
No, we don't like that. We don't want it like that. Do you want it to stay like the way it is? We would like you to try to find out how we feel about it. You owe us this. We put you there. You're with that party, but we voted for you. You should try to make it easy for me to give you my views on something you're about to debate. No?
Well, education would then be the heavy expectation, Dwight, because people have to understand what they're discussing first and foremost, right?
Yeah, we don't know if the MPs understand most of the time. We really, really question it.
Yeah. No, but the process can be improved. But again, that's why in general elections, we cast our vote with the individual that we do, because we entrust them to represent our affairs as a constituents in the House of Assembly. That's the system that we have.
Doesn't have to be, and they can fix this. Do you like it like that? You would like it like that, Farrell?
I think the entire system needs to be revamped and reconsidered, Dwight, not just that aspect of it, right? I mean, from the top up, I would love, I mean, you and I have discussed this. I would love to be able to vote for an individual, the actual leader of the country, right? Opposed to it being a default by number of seats won by a party.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's a lot more pieces to this than just...
That's fine. And that's going to take a big step to get there. But in the meantime, definitely elected officials can try to educate and seek to consult with the people who put them there. It really wouldn't take all that much. But again, that would take them actually caring and understanding the legislation themselves, which is debatable in many regards, not always.
And being prepared to step outside of party lines, Dwight, right? I mean, because if you go out there and you do a public consultation and you have a town hall meeting and you even have a proxy vote, right? Like impromptu vote to see what your constituents, how they're leaning, the majority of them are leaning. I'm just saying, if it's not in line with your party, that puts you in a tough spot as a member of parliament, also as a member of a party.
Who cares? I don't give a crap. Who cares? You care? This is why we are where we are. Who cares?
That is the reality.
Okay, that explains the Bahamas in a nutshell. Because that is not getting us anywhere at all.
If we could vote for the for the leader of the country individually or separately, then maybe there may be some autonomy between members of parliament and who the leader of the country is, and so. But right now, it all falls directly in line.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily always benefit the constituents, depending on what your leaning may be as an individual constituent.
Okay, let's hear from this caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Farrell.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Dwight, I do support your line of reasoning as opposed to Farrell's line of reasoning when it comes to public consultation. It's not a far-fetched expectation, but at the same time, it's not a difficult thing to accomplish. we live in a digital age. I remember when Branwell McCartney was the Member of Parliament in the Free National Movement and being a member of his constituency. He did exactly what you said, Dwight. He had a website, and whenever there was a bill that was about to be debated, once the bill became available, it was posted on the website, and he would solicit feedback from his constituents. That's not a far-fetched thing to accomplish. Having said that, I also believe that town hall meetings are treated as if it's something that is difficult to accomplish. In the days of digital media, you can have Zoom conference with your constituents and get ahead of what their expectations are, what their feedback is on certain national issues. It's not difficult to achieve. You just have to have an MP that has the discipline, the concern, and the willingness to involve his constituency who he works for and represents. Let me say this as it relates to the item that was taken out of the bill. I'm a bit disappointed because I believe that item was misrepresented in how the Bahamian people or some of the Bahamian people explained it or responded to it. I have been at the forefront of poaching, smuggling, and the rest of it, human trafficking. In fact, I've had the opportunity to sit in court under many of these attorneys who would have represented people and also the Crown. And one of the things that you would probably not appreciate is that in order to prosecute the captain of a vessel for smuggling, you need a myriad of evidence. It's not just the fact, because by the time, sometimes when a boat lands, the captain merges into just being a member of the boat. He doesn't come in uniform and he doesn't come with credentials. He's just another person in that group. So in order to prosecute the smuggler, you need to first know who he is. And the only way you can have huge success in that area, you need the tools or the support of the persons who are being smuggled. So the point I'm making is that I'd like to know what tools the government, in terms of being able to give immunity, I guess it doesn't have to be in the bill because the Crown can still offer immunity without having a bill to do that. So maybe that might be the approach that they're taking. But I don't think that it was intended to give the illegal immigrants free rein once they land in the country. And I'm disappointed that we weren't successful in making sure that we have the best possible case of dealing with the smuggler, because he's at the forefront of people getting here. If you want to get to the Bahamas and you don't have a smuggler to get you here, it's unlikely that you're going to end up here. That's my contribution.
Okay. Thank you very much. Getting some very interesting text messages. Again, I just want to read this part of that clause, which again has been removed, without prejudice to the applicability of any other law establishing criminal offense. Right? So the other laws would have come into effect if it were applicable. I just want to read this. This was in the Tribune yesterday, and this is what has been happening and what will likely continue to happen, right? 7 migrants from 5 different countries fined and as 20 deported. 7 foreign nationals from 5 different countries were convicted of immigration offenses in the magistrate's court yesterday. So I guess this is, anyway, a few days ago, apparently, with fines ranging up to $3,000. The group, which included 3 Haitian nationals, 1 Jamaican, 1 Dominican, 1 Cuban, and 1 Ecuadorian, appeared before Magistrate Abigail Farrington in Magistrates Court number 6. They were charged with overstaying and illegal landing. Magistrate Farrington convicted the defendants and imposed fines ranging from $1,000 to $3,000. Failure to pay the fines will result in custodial sentences of 3 to 6 months at BDOCS, Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. The court ordered that all individuals be handed over to the Department of Immigration for deportation upon payment of their fines or completion of their sentences. In a separate matter, on Tuesday, December 2nd, a Haitian woman was convicted in the magistrate's court for overstaying. She was fined $800 or, in default of payment, sentenced to 6 months in prison. The court rulings come amid the ongoing deportation exercises. Immigration officials reported that between November 29th and December 5th, 20 individuals were deported their respective homelands. That group included 19 Haitian nationals and 1 Brazilian national. So these things are happening. These things have been happening. They continue to happen. And according to our elected officials, will continue to happen. Okay, let's take another call, and then we need to take a break, and we'll get back to your text messages. Lots of angry text messages coming in, and we'll get to those in a bit. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. Good morning to Farrell.
Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, the last caller, he made some sense, but it's like, I didn't see anything wrong with the withdrawal because I think it was Senator Michael Barnett Ellis. And intuitively, Dwight, I spoke to you deliberately about the scenarios about the boat captains. She added on another scenario in which the influence of the gang might impede the people being smuggled, right, from testifying. But so we would know who's lying. But the thing is, all interdictions are different. You can have a helicopter fly over, and the U.S. Coast Guard can see who's piloting the boat. That's one of the scenarios. So if you behind the wheel, use the captain. Of course, some of them would deny being the captain as be obscene, but also circumstantial evidence. It's like a forensic scene. There's gasoline jugs on the boat. You can fingerprint the steering wheel, the predominant fingerprints, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not all a failure. But for me, the situation is like you said something. There are compounding factors, right, which encourages this. So, like let's say. Migrants, they don't have passports. You have all of them on the boat, but they don't have passports. Versus they having passports. So I thought, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if you're being smuggled, you're being smuggled. You can tell the difference between trafficking and smuggling. They interface with all type of other things, drugs, et cetera, guns, et cetera, et cetera. But you're fighting crime, but you're turning a blind eye to one particular scenario. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense. You said something very important, Mr. Strachan. You said that they need to address the nationality act, which is passed on the referendum, and so now you have a perpetual vortex in an illegal it's illegal.
You mean
it's
the Constitution?
You pass it without a referendum, and you hold on to it for the rest of the lives, and now you see the repercussions of it. And no successive governments have sought to fix this problem. So what I'm saying is, inactions speak words for me. So they don't really care. And so which is it, Mr. Strachan? One of the things I hate about the migrant crisis is this xenophobic BS. We have a situation in which you saw the situation on Ragged Island and all these sparsely populated islands. They're not going there. So what I'm saying is which demographic is sporadically making and squatting throughout the archipelago, and nothing is being done for decades. Dwight, these people need to give me a break. Some of these politicians, they're so... why is it that everybody thinks they can gaslight everybody because they ran away to school and think everybody else is a fool? This is sickening for me. I want to something you said yesterday also, Dwight. You said that people don't believe something because they don't know it exists. That's the same, Dwight. That applies to you also. Have you taken a look at the Iron Mountain report or the report from Iron Mountain, Mr. Strachan, as I ever asked you to as a journalist? It disentails all of these things we've been talking about. It juxtaposes the books of Daniel. It's biblical also, Dwight. You need to look at it just for my sanity. So people need to wake up that these things that happen in the world, this is all a blueprint written by the globalists from the 60s in the report from Iron Mountain. People need to go and look at it so they won't be surprised about any of these things, climate change, pollution. There are incidents in there. They show you they will allow transnational companies to pollute the world, create common global threats, find a substitute for war and peace. Oh, God.
Okay, all right. Well, my God. I said the Constitution. Article 7 of the Constitution. That's what I said needs to be addressed. Okay, let's take a break. We got a whole lot of your text messages. They all sound like how he sounded just now, so plenty of people are angry this morning. We'll get into that. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in the one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock, mix and a mingle in the jingling feet. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
7:50 the time for your first look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your ideas happen here. We've got a number of hot spots to tell you about. We've got, as usual, Milo Butler Highway seeing heavy northbound traffic at this hour from Fire Trail Road straight up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. If you are heading northbound, and traffic is backed up a bit along Fire Trail as well. Both directions on Fire Trail and Faith Avenue seeing some very slow-moving northbound traffic near Fire Trail at this hour. Over on Blue Hill Road, also heavy traffic for you from Carmichael straight up to Independence Drive, especially north of Soldier Road. Independence Drive also westbound, seeing slow-moving traffic there. If you're on Blue Hill heading north, you're going to run into more traffic as you get closer to Cordo Avenue and near Big Pond. Then we've got East Street, north and south of the intersection with Soldier Road. Slow-moving traffic both directions. And Soldier Road also seeing some very slow-moving eastbound traffic near that intersection with East Street and again near Windsor Place. And just west of the intersection with Soldier and Prince Charles Drive, you'll see into Robinson, very slow-moving westbound traffic all the way up to Marathon. Marathon also northbound with slow-moving and heavy traffic at this hour. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. With RBC, your goals happen here. And it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got an active cold front that's going to bring unsettled weather to much of the northwest Bahamas and parts of the central islands today, while northern islands can expect cloudy to overcast conditions with mostly passing showers. Weak high pressure and a dry air mass will continue to support stable, dry conditions for the southeastern islands. So that cold front is expected to stall just south of the northwest Bahamas by tomorrow. That's going to maintain the chance for showers before gradually dissipating into Thursday. High pressure is then going to build across all areas, promoting mostly stable and dry conditions. For today, though, there is a moderate risk of rip currents, mainly along Atlantic exposed shorelines, and flash flooding is possible in low-lying and flood-prone areas. So cloudy to occasionally overcast today for the extreme northern islands. Partly cloudy to cloudy through tonight for the rest of the northwest Bahamas. Elevated rain chances for the northwestern islands, about 40 to 60% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms, 20 to 30% chance of isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms for the extreme northern islands. For the central Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming partly cloudy at night and partly to mostly sunny for the southeastern islands, mainly fair tonight. Temperatures in the mid-80s for most areas today, around 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the low to mid-70s for the northern half of the country, about 23, 24 Celsius, and the mid-70s for the central and southeast Bahamas, around 24, 25 Celsius. For tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy across most of the country, partly sunny, though, for the southeastern islands. Still a 30 to 40% chance of widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms for the northwestern islands. By Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds during the day, becoming mainly fair at night. That pattern will hold into Friday, with improving conditions by Saturday into Sunday. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Take a test drive in the Geely Radara all-electric pickup truck and enter to win an exciting box of everything you need for a great Christmas. Visit Easy Car Sales, the only Radara authorized dealer in the Bahamas.
no snow on the ground, just sunshine and cheer. It's an island love Christmas, best time of year.
Island Luck wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Lucky New Year.
This New Year's Eve, Bahamar invites you to experience a night where luxury meets pure island energy. A night designed for those who want to welcome 2026 in unforgettable style. On Tuesday, December 31st, the party ignites on the shores of Cable Beach with dazzling entertainment, premium open bars, gourmet food experiences, and a midnight fireworks spectacular lighting up the sky. And headlining the celebration, one of the biggest names in global music, Grammy Award-winning superstar Sean Paul, live at Bahamar, bringing an explosive performance that will carry you into the new year with non-stop vibes. Indulge in the taste of Bahamar Culinary Showcase, dance under the stars, and immerse yourself in the ultimate New Year's experience, all at the Caribbean's leading luxury resort destination. Make this your most iconic New Year's Eve yet. Secure your tickets now at bahamar.com/events. Bahamar, life spectacular.
At Cleveland Clinic, you set your course, not cancer. So when your journey takes an unexpected turn, you seek out the experts who've conquered it before, and you forge new paths to help fight cancers. For every route to a cure, for every care in the world. See how we're innovating cancer care at Cleveland Clinic today.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Farrell Goff on this Tuesday morning. Before we go to the news, let's get to some of your text messages based on what we've been talking about. We're talking about the House passing the smuggling of migrants bill, the immunity clause being removed. So some of the text messages. This person says here, I'd like to know if the Prime Minister's recent trip to... Okay, this is a silly text. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Also, this person says here, the removal of Section 11 is a ploy to appease the Bahamian people and take their eyes off the dangers of the entire bill. Do they realize that nobody assisting a smuggled Haitian national can be convicted of any crime because anybody can go to the court and say it is too dangerous to return an illegal migrant back to Haiti, therefore no crime? I don't know where you're getting that from, and we're deporting people all the time, texter, so I don't know if that one's working. And they go on to say, also, do we realize the danger of having a high rank... Okay, not this again. Oh, boy. This one says, the PLP tried to sneak this dirty bill through, thinking that the people would not object, but the COI and Steve McKinney, called them out on it, and the FNM followed through. Kudos to the opposition. Both oppositions, they say. Okay. Thanks for Lincoln Bain for making the people aware of this terrible bill. This person says here, can't trust nothing the PLP administration says. From the day Christie ignored the desires of the people voting against the gambling referendum, all trust is out the door. Don't trust them at all. Watch closely and see how many migrants won't get deported, to Haiti in particular. Okay, man, they're shouting you out, Farrell. Thank you, Farrell. Get Dwight out of that delusional world he's living in. I notice he's losing respect for the people, just like his government. Whose government? What? Who? Which one? Who's my government?
Boy.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
You got some quote unquote passionate listeners, my friend. Passionate.
Just like his government.
I'm not, just for the record, I'm not against Dwight. It's just, I try to look at things from all sides. I just want to put that out there.
They're saying that they're guessing that Dwight will become an ambassador soon. Well, okay. That's hilarious. What? That's very funny.
I didn't see that coming.
Trust me, if that happens, get your affairs in order. The world would be coming to an end. We'll be back. Woo, we'll be. I can't even speak now. We're back after this break.
My best friend's having a party and everybody's going.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Hello there. Merry Christmas, how you been? Gee, it's so good to talk to you again. It's been a long, long time. Can't explain why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to wish you a Merry Christmas. My best friend's having a party and everybody's going. I know it's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, it's snowing. It's been a long, long time. Can't explain why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to say, gee whiz, it's Christmas.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Farrell Goff on this Tuesday morning. And we continue to talk about what's in the news. So I feel like I'll respond to that text, Farrell, before the break there. But anyway, let's read the rest of these messages this morning.
Let bygones be bygones.
You think so? I
Yes,
just
sir.
try to figure out how I'm delusional for saying that it would be great if our MPs would be more consultative, if they would talk to us more and, educate us more and let us know what they're going to be debating in the House and why they are going to go a certain direction and hear us
Nothing
out.
wrong with
That
I
would
mean,
be
I
great.
think it would be a plus. I think it would be a plus, right? Absolutely. I mean, we could all benefit from more of that. I just don't. I'm just saying, like across the board, I don't know if it's realistic for them to do that with every single bill that's being debated. And then, like I said, what are their marching orders after they do that? What are their voting lines, right? We have to consider that, right? As a members of parties that we would have voted them in, being a part of, right? So
Some
it's just,
people did
some of the
that. Some
dynamics
people
around it.
voted for them being individuals they thought would be the best to represent them, regardless of the party. And
If that's like I said, that's the importance of that vote, right? That general election vote, Dwight, is these people represent our interests. We have to be very discerning, and they don't have to come to us for every single vote, right?
especially if
So
we keep saying that, yeah. But if they got
it's
the
true.
sense that we
This
that
is-
we
it's- it-
we
it-
wanted
that
to
is
be
the
different,
system- That is the system that we exist
it's
in.
not
I'm
really.
not trying to. I'm not.
That's
taking
how
a
it's
side,
become.
please. I'm not taking a side. No, I think that's the design of the system, Dwight, right? So particularly when it relates to the leader of a party that has the majority of seats at the end of an election becomes the leader of the country.
If your representative is a cabinet minister, it's going to be a different story. But that's not what we expect. That's not what we expect. Now, what we've seen in this country is a bastardization of this whole process here, right? Where the governing party is going to give everybody a position and they're going to vote along the party lines because they don't want to lose their position. That's not how it works in other countries with systems like this. It doesn't work like this. But we have done this to ourselves. And
Where
now
does it work differently?
it doesn't work like that in the UK. It doesn't work like that in Canada. It doesn't work like that in Australia.
Ideal sense that the MPs go to the public for every single consultation before a parliamentary
That
vote.
they will vote in the best
I would love
interests.
to read about it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I would love to know for my own edification.
That they will vote in the best interest of the constituents, not necessarily along party lines. That's what I'm talking about, right? I know that this won't work for us on this constituency because this would impact this and that and that and that. I know that most of the folks in my party are going to think this is, but I know for my people who put me here, this isn't going to work for us. And there will be no consequences. You did what's in the best interest of your people, but we know that's not how it works here. And we seem to be fine with that. It doesn't have to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. But if everybody's happy with it and they just complain indefinitely forever that you only see your MP when they come around asking for your vote, if they even do that, well then, I guess it's what you want. But yes, I'm delusional, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
I won't say you're delusional, Dwight. I mean, I think you're a bit idealistic, but we need that. We need that. That's how idealistic people tend to move the meter in big ways over time, right? So I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's very difficult with the existing dynamics we have in this country. And similar countries as well. The Bahamas is unique in that regard.
Okay, let's take these calls and we'll get back to the messages. You can call in as well, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. All right. This texter here says, anytime a bill is proposed, each MP should hold town hall meetings with constituents. Well, like you said, a town hall, maybe. I don't have an issue with it. But they're like a previous caller said, there are so many digital ways now that you can communicate. You can have a WhatsApp channel. You could do all kinds of things and have people respond in that way if organizing a town hall is a bit much.
Right, and then the residual impact of that is how does the MP vote? How does the MP then get his marching orders from the outcome of a quick survey or temperature check that was done in that town hall meeting or the digital version of it, and that's how the MP then votes. So he's now voting. He has to get his marching orders from his constituents for every single parliamentary vote.
Or maybe somebody will say,
starting to create?
In this example, like what we saw yesterday, somebody will say, hey, my constituents pointed out that Clause 11 is going to be a problem because of this, and perhaps we should look at that. And that might bring the adjustment right there. At least you've talked to people. You've talked to them, and they gave you their feedback. And you come back to the House with the suggestions, with what they told you, or you can convince them that I need to vote like this because this is going to benefit us in the future. If I do this, we'll be able to get this, and this is what you all need for this area. But talk to your people. Talk to your people.
A national bill being tweaked based off of an individual constituency?
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Why not? What's so hard to believe?
No, it's just, again, I'm fascinated by, this expectation, right? It's a big one. It's a big one, right? I mean, because what's the point of me being a part of a party? And
why do you keep bringing up these parties? Who cares about these parties?
Because that's the reality, Dwight, that we exist
Oh, my
in.
goodness.
We have very, very rigid party allegiance and party lines in this country, and like other countries as well, by the way. But that's the reality, Dwight.
Okay.
Right? I hedge that party. They financed my campaign. I put my name in the hat under their flag. I was voted in based off of the support and the association with that party. But you're now saying that once I'm independent, really, because it depends on my constituents more than
Well, let the
what
party
the
vote for you.
party's position may
Let the
be.
party vote for you. Let the
Just-
party vote
and
for you.
I just want the listeners to know I'm just highlighting the reality of the system that we have.
If that's how MPs think, then we are
Not
doomed.
taking a side.
We're doomed. If that's how they're thinking, and clearly it is
Right,
how
but
they're
that-
thinking.
But it is, Dwight, it's how our system is.
No, that's how people want it to be. That's not how it has to be. That's not how it needs to be. And I don't think it always was like this.
We're not doomed. I mean, we have made progress now. Can we make more? Of course, we all want more, all of us, and we feel that we have the potential to be a lot more. And does our political system stifle that? Absolutely. But I don't know if it's just because of public consultation. I think it's a much larger issue than that, Dwight. Right?
Okay. Let's take this call. What say you on all of this, caller? Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well.
Man, I agree with you 100%, Dwight. I've spoken 1 or 2 minutes on the same matter. Listen to me, man. We put you in, right? If there's a matter that you need to voice your opinion respectively, then say it. Everybody's party line, that's nonsense. If something ain't right, there's a way you could say, government, I think we need to make changes here or there. And to all of them who are listening, male or female, I'm just waiting for one of y'all to really start to say, listen, no, we need to make an amendment here or there. If not, y'all ain't no man and y'all ain't no woman. Come on, man, y'all are big grown people and you represent these different constituencies. And your people who put you in, expecting you to have a voice in Parliament. Yes, you have a party, but you're obligated to the people who put you there, man. And guess what? Don't be surprised if you get voted out. You know, people are looking for real men and real women to say, hey, sir, I don't think this is right. We need to make a change. You know, you don't have to disrespect anybody, but you're there to represent the people.
Caller,
When
just
are we
an
going to grow up members of
innocent
Parliament? I heard
question.
nonsense like last night. They wanted to make it a speech. It was so ridiculous. You know, ridiculous. These speeches they make it.
Farrell
if
wants
you
to
can-
ask you something, caller.
Yeah, if
Mhm.
you don't mind, do you think majority of Bahamians generally vote individual, or do they vote party lines? Just a general
based
question,
on
here, sir.
now. Back then, I could say that I'm now 63, but now amongst my co-workers and friends, people are crying, "Oh, listen, man, you all need to speak out. What do you know? Your coat tail is going to be pulled, or you're not going to be a minister any longer." People are now. They want answers. They want their minister to represent properly, and they're asking for it. And guess what? I can tell them now. Don't worry about the noise in the market. Everything is very quiet, but Bahamians, they sting you at the polls.
Yeah. But
So
Farrell,
any minister who are listening to me now, you got to do your job and represent your people. It ain't about the party. It's about you representing the people. I am sick and tired, big grown man. Dwight, let me tell you something. I sit down, I watch Parliament, and sometimes I want to get up and walk down in Parliament and make a speech, say, no, we made to make changes here. Why are you all not expressing this, certain bills, even one or two changes here or there? But me, the citizen, I'm at my TV screen and say, man, y'all, what happened? Nobody saying nothing, especially on the PLP side. And I know a lot of them. Y'all going to live up to being a man and a woman. It's nothing about the money in your pocket, man. And I'm getting sick of this. I'd like to see, one day, I'd like to see a coalition government in Parliament, man. Because you have to stand up as a man and say, look here, I do not, like under the Pillen administration, you have many great men who say no, like Loftus. He said no. So why someone in the PLP or whoever party in power say, no, sir, I don't think we need to go to Bay. It's going to hurt the Bahamian people. Everybody is just chickening out. And it sickens me. So they need to make a change, man. Come on, fellas in Parliament. It ain't about the money and the comfort and air condition, man. It's about the people who you represent. I should have run. And to be honest with you, if I thought about this year, I would run because I am not satisfied with the representation and the foolish, the speeches they make is ridiculous.
Caller, you're gonna run as an independent?
What? No. I'm saying I can't run anymore. I'm saying if I know what I know now, I should have run in my younger days because I could do a better job. I could stand up in Parliament and speak from my head, not from no book and talking nonsense like yesterday. Person talking about something happened years ago, and they know they're just disingenuous about minister administration, whether the COVID and all that. You got to save lives. There's no time to build no house in COVID. How the hell you can build out in COVID? You got priorities in your house.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Farrell, but
Dwight,
even if you vote.
Dwight, that sounds good. Let's hold them accountable. We want our individual MPs, whether man or woman, to stand on their own 2 feet. Don't worry about the coattails. Don't worry about party lines. Stand on your own 2 feet. We call to you to do that. But the minute we go to general election and they put themselves forward as an independent, what has historically and almost without a doubt happened?
I'm not even talking about that. But even if you do vote along party lines, you do expect them to do what is right, and it might not be what their party is suggesting. But just because your party is doing it, I have to go along with it. That doesn't make any sense. And you don't want a second term if you do that to the people who put you there. And
we don't really give second terms.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because of the foolishness that we're talking about this morning. If that is how it is, you why are you surprised that you get voted out?
And again, this is. I mean, if we, like the caller said, if we had the gumption to vote more independently or outside of the general norms, we could end up with a coalition government, or we could end up with more independent members of Parliament in the House of Assembly that right now can challenge and can quote unquote stand on their own 2 feet without
or mature people that even though I don't agree with what you're doing, I'm still a member of your party, and it's not going to be the end of the world. That's how it works in so many other places.
It won't be the end of the world.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Again, we're not talking about cabinet ministers. But if
Where's this place?
All over, Farrell, where there's active backbenchers.
Dwight,
The UK is a
one
perfect example of this.
Example, just one.
I gave you many. The UK,
can
Canada,
name
Australia, all with the same system. The backbench
they have
is
these-
powerful. Powerful.
Well, I understand the whole thing with the backbenchers, Dwight, but when you live in a small country...
No, don't give that excuse. Limit the cabinet to 9 or 10 members, and we can fix this very easily.
Now you're
Very
talking
easily.
A systemic fix, Dwight.
Everything needs to change. I agree with you on that. But that's a simple
my point.
change right there.
That's my
Cabinet,
point.
limit that. Everybody in the governing party does not have to have a position. They are MPs. That's their main job, legislators. You're looking for trouble if they're all chairmen or parliamentary secretaries or all this stuff. We are going to continue with the nonsense we're seeing if we continue with this. But we have to grow up and realize that, I don't know what this is, the bribery, the curry favoring, this is not benefiting anybody at all. And you're only alienating yourselves from the people who put you in the House. We've got a whole lot of your text messages to get to and more calls coming. Let's take the calls quickly. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Good morning. Are you there? Hi, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Doing well.
Good morning.
Now, Dwight, you know that a lot of Bahamians didn't have any problem with this particular bill until the third-party leader came up with this disingenuous...
I don't think they were paying attention. They were very focused on what roads were getting paved before that by-election.
No, I'm saying to you, Bahamians weren't even interested
They
in
were
this bill.
distracted. That's not
Pardon me?
true. They were distracted.
No, they were not distracted.
Yes, they
We had
were.
an election.
Mhm.
Okay, so you
That
can't
was a
call it
big
distraction.
distraction.
We had an actual election.
That affected 5,000 people out of 400,000 people. So the people were distracted.
But hold on, it was something that was mandate, wasn't it, Dwight?
Okay, but people weren't paying attention to
But
this.
I'm saying to you, did the government try to pass the bill while they were having an election?
It was
So how
tabled.
could you say they've
It
been
was
distracted
tabled
when
during
the
that
bill was
time.
when the bill was spoke about the House after the election, not while they
But it
were
was
having the election.
tabled after the election.
But you know what I'm
was
speaking
called.
about. I'm saying that the third-party leader said that this was an asylum bill, and everybody got a hysteria
And that
about
was wrong, right?
me?
And that was wrong. It was not
exactly.
an asylum bill.
But I'm saying to you also,
But the bill was tabled in October, right after the sitting MP died.
yeah,
It was a very
it was
interesting
tabled,
time.
but it was never discussed or debated.
But again, that's how you do things when you
No,
don't
no,
want people to
Dwight,
pay
but
attention
at the
to
end
it.
of the day, the bill was amended, and people are still complaining. Okay, so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the bill was amended 3 or 4 times. People would still be complaining because from that third-party leader came out and stated that this bill was about persons who come in this country could seek asylum. A lot of Bahamian mind changed towards what he was saying when it was actually untrue. Okay, and persons like that should never ever enter the halls of Parliament, because if they're going to do this on the outside, you can imagine if they was in and had some power, you know. But at the end of the day, we all are Bahamians, and this bill, like yesterday on a talk show, right, Dwight, on the Guardian talk show, you think it was appropriate for 2 sitting senators to be on the talk show debating this same particular thing that they have to discuss when it comes to them? You think that was right to the general public?
What was wrong with it?
A lot was wrong with it, because if you're a part of the government and you're debating something publicly and trying to encourage persons indirectly that the government is totally doing something wrong, that is wrong. Okay? That is
Well,
wrong.
you've
Go
got-
back and listen to the show yesterday with Mr. Rahman and Ms. Ellis, and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, there are things on the public station where there are people who are declared or almost declared candidates hosting people who are MPs and cabinet ministers. So, I mean, you got an issue with that too? Let us know. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, gentlemen. I hope all is well. I just wanted to chime in on the facts of what you were stating earlier relative to the people in the country and their involvement in the whole political process to affect change in some ways. I mean, and Farrell is correct in what he's saying. Based on our current system, it dictates that you fall along the line of the party. Now, the
It
reality
doesn't.
is, unless
It does not do that. It does not do that. It does not do that. If you are in the cabinet, perhaps, but it does not do that. If you are
Not necessarily. Even if you are not in cabinet, the reality is if you want to get that nomination in the next round of the electoral
and that's a
process,
problem
you
with
will
these
fall in line.
parties. That's a problem with
Dwight,
these
it's not a
parties.
problem with the
No, it
parties,
is.
that's
It
reality.
is.
That
It
is that is
is.
reality of
And the
making
Bahamian people have accepted this nonsense. This MP was great, but because they disagreed with you, you didn't give them a nomination. And you're right, Farrell, because the people should, if that person runs as an independent, they should elect that person. But obviously, we like the nonsense that these parties have brainwashed us into believing is the way things should be.
No. But here's the reality, and I agree with you to an extent, Dwight. But the reality of it is our failure to participate in the political process causes us to face these challenges. The Bahamian people need to now recognize their power, be more involved in the political process. Let's say for a constituency, if a group of people in the constituency, the loudest voices and the more vociferous ones, stand and say, here's the agenda that we want an MP to follow. When that MP goes forward, we know that his platform is based on that particular constituency, not the party. And if the party selects that individual to represent that constituency, they know that the mandate of that particular candidate is based on what the constituents have demanded. And unless we get to a point where that involvement of the Bahamian people at large is in every constituency in the same fashion, we will continue to be led in the
Paula,
way
that will
is only
require
beneficial
a
to the
great
party.
deal of maturity and teamwork between individual constituents. So more or less removing party lines from their constituency and coming together and saying, hey, what's best for us as a group? I would love that. I mean, I think that would be, we would be a game changer. We would be a political model of an entire world if we can do that. But that is very difficult to do in a polarized country like
it's not
the
true.
Bahamas.
That's not that hard. And we could do it. We just have to have the will to do it. How do you think we can do it? Before you go, caller, how do you think we can do it?
Well, the way we can do it is, again, see, we have a failure in our whole system of education, right? Whereas we talk about civics and stuff like that. We have lost the civic educational process in our country where people know their power, know how to involve themselves in the process, knowing the laws and knowing how to make and affect change. But that starts from our school system. If we don't have people who are ingrained in our system that have a love for the country, and then furthermore, we have people in our country who are teachers who have no problem interest in the country, they can't teach these things. And so when we have that kind of mindset where we are ensuring that people are involved in the country, developing a nation, we'll have a change in the nation. But until we go through those processes and understand where our power lies, we will never see the change that we desire.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your call. Really appreciate it. Farrell, it's not that hard. We can do this. We can do this. And I don't believe you. I don't believe you really want this.
Yeah, in theory, it sounds
What?
very doable, Dwight. I agree with you, but I'm just saying, again, it would require us to actually be more dedicated to the development of the country at large, opposed
So
to
what's holding us back from that?
our political affiliations, Dwight. And I mean, maybe with the younger generations, we'll get to that point, right? Where we're not diehard or blind followers of any political party.
There's plenty older people who are not there. Plenty older people who are not there.
but still the critical mass is still there, Dwight, right? So that influences a lot of what we see and the way we do politics in this country. And I'm not taking sides, folks. I agree. I'm an idealist at heart as well in many ways, and I wish, and I put myself forward many years ago because of those ideals, right? So, but I'm just saying the reality and the ideal is so that the gap is so far right now, Dwight. But we can still work to close it. I'm in agreement with you. I'm just saying we're not there. We're not there yet.
Well, one more call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
And good morning to your guest. I kind of agreed with what that was Anton, right? When he started to say about
No, it wasn't Anton.
being able to be nominated with the party. A lot of Bahamians want what you are talking about, but they don't want to do what it takes to get there. When you listen and stand up for your constituents, which is one thing most of us, if not all of us, want, at the end of the day, once you do that, and time to go back to that party for a nomination, you probably will not be nominated because the party don't want that. And so therefore you're between a rock and a hard place. You want to do what's good for your constituents, but but you also want to get that nomination. And then when you look at take Brian Brown, for instance, he stand with those people and work with those people for years. And then when time comes for them to stand with him, they turn their back on him. So when you do for these people, some behemoths, they don't show appreciation by doing for you. They go for their color. They don't care what you do for them. They don't care how much you stand with and for them. At the end of the day, they go in for that party color. And if you stand against the party to go with what your constituents want, then you won't get that nomination. And then when you go back in that same constituency and you go and run for independent, them same people can turn their back on you. So you are between a rock and a hard place, literally.
Very sad. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh my! All right, so
that's a harsh reality, Dwight. Harsh reality. It's not one that's easy to listen to, but it's a harsh reality.
At some point, you're going to get tired. You're going to have to say this isn't working for me. I don't know when we'll get there, but I hope it's soon. All right, so we got a whole lot of messages. I'll read the ones from the most recent ones because they're talking about what we're talking about, and the older ones are about the bill that's passed now. All right, so this person says here, I agree with you. Farrell needs to do some homework. Canada is a perfect example. Ragged Islands, the death in Ragged Island shows just how inefficient what we have now with parliament members that do not do what's necessary for their people. Each constituency needs different things, not all the same. This person says here, okay, I can't understand that one there. But anyway, this one says here, thanks to Guardian Radio for educating, entertaining, and informing Bahamians, visitors, and residents. The other radio stations do not have the balanced programs that you all present. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I'm always informed from a layperson's perspective, especially yesterday with Ramming and Barnett, explaining the smuggler's bill. Keep up the great work. Okay. This person says here, Farrell is spot on. Otherwise, we can expect chaos under this system of government. It's not all either. Well, it's not either or, but the idea of complete independence is unrealistic. Well, I wasn't suggesting that either, Texter. Wasn't suggesting that. This person says here, now all foreigners from all countries can pay to be smuggled here just to take advantage of free medical care. That is not going to happen, Texter. Come on now. That is definitely not. Anyway, they're going on. Smuggling is a crime. Trafficking is not. So we solve crimes by making it legal now. And they're saying the Prime Minister needs to step down. This is a stretch, a real stretch. Ain't no one protested. So Bahamians, y'all ain't serious. The only person who was downtown was COI and Lincoln Bain. Not even the F&M stood against the bill in Parliament. I think they voted against it. So I don't think you're right. Again, same texture. We ain't seen nothing yet. First, the PM signed. Okay. Now it's getting crazy. I'll have to move on from that texter. As long as the executive and the legislative are intertwined, nothing will change. This texture says, hey, where did I get this? Wait, what? Dwayne Sands was on a show a few weeks ago saying MPs have to vote along the party lines. I could not believe it. They have rigged the system. This is not the way it's supposed to work. They've decimated the backbench. I listened to the news clip and heard one PLP MP heckling Kwesi Thompson yesterday, basically asking what's wrong with the bill, and there's still so much wrong, still numerous ambiguities. Where is the MP's brain? Why is he even in the House of Assembly? Wow. This person says here, that caller talking about the two senators on the air is a fool. What? That's a lot. Okay. But, hey, it's interesting. Just say how you feel. We want to hear how you feel. Again, there are other places where some other strange things are happening, right? Other strange things are happening. But anyway, the problem is we have no backbench. We should have no more than 10 cabinet ministers. Hey, it's the same thing I said. Yeah. Someone says here there are a number of very small there's a very small number of politicians who did that, and it was costly. You mean stand up against the party? Yeah. Well, again, if they're your MP, and the party has turned their back on them, why should you? But as Farrell's saying, so many people are just blinded by the colors.
I mean, that's the reality, Dwight. That's how we vote as a country, right? I mean, we generally vote along party lines as individuals, and our MPs follow suit, right? And the system is designed that way. And can we change it? Us being in a small country, Dwight, with like with very few to no degrees of separation, it becomes difficult even for a backbencher to say, okay, I'm going to challenge my party lines, right? That can and will have repercussions. We are an emotional people. We don't easily forget when someone makes us not feel good, right? I'm just saying. So we don't know when that's going to affect us down the line, possibly with a renomination, possibly with some type of financial commitment to my constituents. I don't get that stipend anymore. Whatever, we don't know what it is.
That's when you flip the system.
All I'm saying is this
upside down.
This is and then what happens? Now that MP, you want him to be a model.
That's not how it works in other parts of the world, Farrell.
They're not going to have any support.
That's not how it works.
Support, and then the people can vote him out.
In other parts of the world, if that is happening,
and in the Bahamas, we do not vote independent.
Listen to me.
That's just.
Look at what the UK does. In other parts of the world, the backbench is going to destroy the cabinet. They'll get that prime minister out and they'll fix it.
The numbers, and it's about statistics.
That's what I'm saying. You've got to limit the number of cabinet ministers. You cannot have
enough for them for the backbenchers to have that level of leverage.
We could do that here too. We could do that.
And a lot of those politicians are independently wealthy. In this country, a lot of our politicians aren't, Dwight. They actually rely on politics, not underhandedly, but they rely on politics and their political ascension to support their lifestyles. That's another truth. And so it's difficult to say, push me out there by myself when I have my pockets aren't deep.
These are very easy fixes. You can pay them more. Yes, you can pay them more. I agree with that. Pay them more, but you need to be full time.
Which government could put that bill in place?
If you do that at the same time as you say we're going to cap the cabinet, that's going to be a law where the cabinet can be no more than 10 people. You'll be surprised how much support you get.
And I do agree the pay for MPs it's part of the issue. We look at Singapore and other countries that from the very beginning they understood the complexities of human nature and human emotions.
We have
some very smart things in place from the beginning.
We have messed up the system and then screaming that the system is messed up. But we did it.
I don't know if we messed up.
Yes,
the
we
system,
did.
Dwight.
This is not how it's supposed to be.
It's a reflection of who we are as a people and as a
warped
country right now.
Warped, demented.
We can continue to correct. We can continue to grow and improve, right, and develop. But I'm just saying, the system is only a reflection of who we are.
You better believe it. And this is definitely a reflection. It's very, very sad. Some more messages before we go to a break. This person says here, Farrell, I need you to think deeper. You don't need to leave the Bahamas or even your house to experience the world in the 21st century. I don't know what the rest of that, where that's coming from. Okay, let's see how
I think they mean the examples of other countries that are doing it. Doing it.
Okay.
I think that's
what yeah. Well, there you go, Farrell. Yes. Let's see how the Senate will respond to what? The passing of the bill in the House?
Now we know that's the same conversation.
That's
same
jokey.
conversation.
That's very jokey, Dexter. Well, the Attorney General's in there, so if there's any other tweaking, he can fix it up.
By nature of the system.
But that's
and
funny.
I'm going to say the system, Dwight. Okay, the system we have.
Yeah, well, we can fix this too. We can fix that. They're saying yes, they were appointed by their respective parties. But they're still supposed to stop, review, repeal if anything doesn't make sense, right? Well, again, their party has the majority and the Attorney General is in the Senate, so I don't expect many changes will come. This person says here, Dwight, you are neutral and I respect you. Well, thank you so much. Why do you think they included Article 11 in the bill? I'm asking the same question, right? And how is it so easy to remove it? What will happen now? What won't they be able to do? What will they be able to do if Article 11 is so easily removed? That's a big question. I don't think we got a sufficiently good answer yesterday on... You didn't like it, so we took it out. You good now? No. So what was it there for? Anyway, were they possessed or were they influenced by, now here you go. See, they started the text all right, talking about how they respect me, and now they've just completely gone off a cliff. Wow. Okay. This one says here.
I tell you, you have some passionateness.
I'm going to WhatsApp you that text so you can see what I'm talking about.
Good.
Farrell.
It's good. Dwight.
I don't know if it's
We
good.
need to stir up those emotions, but we need to also make some progress.
That was really wacky. This person says that caller who talked about offering immunity to the occupants.
I saw some viral videos.
Whoa, okay. That caller who talked about offering immunity to the occupants of a vessel in order to catch the smuggler thing they're trying to say is ridiculous. We don't have to offer immunity to anyone. Both the captain and the occupants need to be sent back to Haiti. Well, yeah, another texter is suggesting that too, that perhaps that's what they wanted. If they offered that, say, would you testify against the smuggler? But yeah, I hear you. And this text here, this government won't stop until Trump stops giving Bahamians visas. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you pay for a trip, how can it be classified as you being smuggled? Well, you paid to get smuggled. Mm-hmm. This texter also says here, Dwight, you really fall under the same category as fake news. Be upset, be mad, say something stupid over the airways about this text. I'm sure the truth hurts. I question if you're really, truly Bahamian in your mind. You may be Bahamian, but on paper, but you really don't love this country. Let's text.
Where'd they get that from?
That's text there. Okay. Okay. Every day.
I don't think mixed our names up.
Wow. Fake news. Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll be back. This is Texas, and you read these texts. Yeah, well, I read them to myself.
I respect you for that, Trent. That's objectivity and maturity, Dwight. Thank you.
When you see me walking down the street talking to myself, you'll know, it's all those text messages he gets every morning. They've set him. Yeah. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Mom, the Christmas cookies are ready. We leave them right here under the tree for
Santa or for CIBC Caribbean. 'Tis the season for dreams to come true. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
This holiday season, come to John's on Rosetta Street, Ocamica Road for all your footwear and fashion needs, where we've got you and the family covered. Shoes, bags, jewelry, clothes, and even home appliances. John's has everything you need for work, church, play, or the party in your life. John's has Skechers, Steve Madden, New Balance, Nautica, Hey Do It, Patrick Ewing, and other trusted brands. A John's gift card is the perfect gift. So come on into John's and start your holidays off on the right foot. Merry Christmas, Bahamas!
It's time for your final look at weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Here's what's going on. We've got an active cold front that is bringing unsettled weather to much of the northwest and parts of the central Bahamas today, while the northern islands can expect cloudy to overcast conditions with mostly passing showers. Weak high pressure and a dry air mass will continue to support stable, dry conditions for the southeastern islands. That front's expected to stall just south of the northwest Bahamas by Wednesday, and that's going to maintain showers across the area before finally dissipating Thursday. High pressure is going to build behind that, and that's going to promote some dry and stable conditions. Before we get to that, though, we've got to deal with localized flooding in low-lying and flood-prone areas during heavy and prolonged rainfall events across the northwest Bahamas today, and there is a moderate risk of rip currents along Atlantic-exposed shorelines. Beachgoers and swimmers should exercise caution. For today, for the extreme northern islands, we're looking at cloudy to occasionally overcast conditions, becoming partly cloudy tonight, a 20 to 30% chance of isolated showers with a chance of isolated thunderstorms. For the rest of the northwest Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy today through tonight with a 40 to 60% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. For the central islands, a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming partly cloudy at night, a 20% chance of isolated showers, and only about a 10% chance of showers with partly sunny to mostly sunny conditions in the southeastern Bahamas, mainly fair tonight. Temperatures in the mid-80s for most areas today, around 84, 85 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the low 70s for the northern half of the country, around 23 Celsius. And the mid to upper 70s for the central and southeast Bahamas, around 24, 25 Celsius. In your extended outlook, again for Wednesday, partly cloudy to cloudy across most of the country, but partly sunny for the southeastern islands. Still a 30 to 40% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms for the northwest Bahamas. By Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds during the day, becoming fair at night. That's going to hold for Friday into Saturday, and even into Sunday. Rain chances down by Friday into the weekend. That's your morning blend weather check, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams and Art Supplies. They're back, fresh stock, new inspiration, up to 20% off December 6th through 16th at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, Prince Charles Drive and Tonic Williams Darling Highway. And we've got your final look at traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. So we've got some heavy traffic for Independence Drive, both directions, especially eastbound between Blue Hill and East Street. You're going to be seeing that. But also westbound as you approach Blue Hill Road. So Independence Drive is a place you might want to avoid right now. Your alternate routes, maybe Robinson, maybe Soldier, looking a bit better for you, especially if you're heading westbound. Blue Hill Road is also going to be challenging for you just north of St. Vincent. You'll see that slow-moving traffic as you approach Carmichael all the way up to Independence Drive, mainly northbound, but also southbound once you're near Soldier Road. And East Street, north and south of the Soldier Road intersection, mainly northbound, you're going to be seeing that slow-moving traffic there. Some other hot spots for you: Robinson Road between Soldier and Old Trail, slow-moving westbound traffic. And pockets along Prince Charles Drive, the major intersections like Beatrice Avenue and Fox Hill Road, still seeing heavy traffic this morning. And then West Bay Street, as you head into downtown, just east and west of Nassau Street, slow-moving traffic there at this hour. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Whether you're on the road or planning your next move, they've got you covered. Visit nuainsurance.com for an instant motor quote or stop by your nearest branch today. We'll be back with more Morning Blend after these messages and the news here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, Visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Employers, are your NIB accounts up to date? NIB is here to help employers stay compliant. From December 9th to 11th, NIB headquarters on Blue Hill Road will have extended hours until 8 p.m. Our team is ready to assist. Settle your accounts. Ask about our installment agreements, interest waiver program, or online payment options. Whether you are updating accounts or setting up online payments, NIB makes compliance simple. Don't wait. Visit NIB headquarters December 9th to 11th and stay current. Stay compliant.
Sherwin-Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge. And we just had 9 weeks of different products that we had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use. So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
This Christmas, Everybody Wins Live is giving you a chance to win a gift of a lifetime. A brand new, fully deeded home. From November 21st to December 26th, every time you play $10 or more, you're one step closer to the keys to your future home. More play means more entries and more chances to win big. Play in-store or online today. This holiday, go beyond winning. Go home for the holidays, only with Everybody Wins Live. Remember to game responsibly.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Step inside the John Baptiste Jazz Club at Bahamar, where the rhythm of the islands of the Bahamas meets the soul of New Orleans. Every night, the lights dim, the music swells, and the air fills with that unmistakable energy, the kind that makes you close your eyes and just feel. Savor signature cocktails, curated small plates, and live performances from world-class musicians, all in an intimate, artfully designed space where every seat has a story. Whether it's a romantic night out or a spontaneous evening with friends, this is where you want to be. The John Baptiste Jazz Club, only at Bahamar. Reserve your table now at bahamar.com/jazz club or through the Bahamar app, because every evening plays its own tune.
As an athlete, I've learned that success isn't built on extras. It's built on the essentials. Strength, discipline, smart choices. That's why I'm proud to partner with Bahama Health to introduce Essential 300, a comprehensive health insurance plan that's all about covering what truly matters. Essential 300 is Bahama Health's most affordable major medical plan for groups and individuals. It offers access to a specialized network of care with essential benefits like preventative services, because real strength starts with staying healthy. You may not be training for a race, But everyone deserves strong and affordable coverage with Essential 300. With Bahama Health, you can feel good about your health plan and protect what truly matters, your health.
For more information, call 396-1350 or visit www.bahamahealth.com.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Farrell Goff. And this morning it's time for our monthly series with the National Insurance Board, NIB. Something big happening today. For the next few days, they're going to tell us all about that. Very pleased to have back with us Acting Manager of Compliance, Janine Ouden-Gomez. Janine Ouden-DeVoe. Whoa, what's okay. Sorry, Mr. DeVoe. Janine Ouden-DeVoe. And Executive Officer Rochelle Roll. And Assistant Manager of Public Relations, Redina Baisden. Great to have you all with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so we heard a commercial a few minutes ago. You've got some extended hours. Tell us about this and why. Why is this important? Why are you doing this right now?
Well, good morning, Bahamas. Thank you for having us back again. So we do have extended hours this week. That would be Tuesday today, Wednesday, and Thursday at our Blue Hill Road location, our headquarters. And what we're doing is we want employers to take advantage of our month-long interest waiver campaign that's going on. We want to settle outstanding account balances. By choosing one of our easy pay options, we want to ensure that employers can skip the line, save some time, sign up with one of our digital solutions today, and also offer our easy payment plan solutions.
Yeah. So at this time of the year, it's coming to an end. Are you noticing that some people may have fallen behind? Well, what's the impetus for this move for the next few days?
We are aware that there are employers out there that this is the Christmas season, and so their business, they're open at late hours. So we're trying to give them an opportunity to come into the NIB at the headquarters and pay, because if they try to pay at 5 o'clock when we are closed, we will be closed at that time, 5 o'clock. So we extended our hours to 8 o'clock so that there will be enough time for them to come in and bring their contributions up to date.
Yeah.
And what we also understand and are aware of is that businesses continue to face financial strain, especially during the season. And so accumulated interest can make compliance even more challenging. So we want to make that the ease of doing business accessible to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Do you have to come in, or can you do some of this online? Explain it to us.
We are available online, but that one-on-one, face-to-face interaction, we want to bring that to you during those extended hours, just to make it a little bit easier. Persons may not fully understand. They may need that hand holding at this time. They may need our one-on-one, and we want to extend ourselves as best we can.
Right. And again, this is only for compliance. It's not for picking up your cards or any of those other things. Is that right?
No, this is only for compliance. So those employers who need to register, we have that aspect open to them. But just compliance. We want to ensure that the end of December 2025, employers are complying, and so they can go into 2026 all happy, knowing that they're up to date with their social security.
Yeah. All right. So, what are some of the things that folks should be bringing in? What do they need to have to make sure this is as smooth a process as possible?
Well, it would be great if you're familiar with your registration number. If not, we do have persons readily available to assist you with that. If you need assistance with assessing your account, we would need you to provide your financial records. If you want to, we need assistance with registering a new business so that we can ensure that the business is compliant, then we would need you to provide that identification, the government-issued identification, and the business registration, or the confirmation name that you would have been provided by Inland Revenue.
Mm-hmm. And if you're nervous that you've not been compliant for a long time, are there any special requirements? What happens there?
We want to put you at ease.
Mm-hmm.
We want those persons who haven't paid for a very long time. This is why we are there. This is why we have inspectors. So we ask you to bring your records, bring your wage records, bring whomever was working for you, bring those records. When you bring them, the inspectors who will be on hand will assess, tell you what is owing, and then we will give you your options of paying. Mm-hmm. This is why we are here.
Yeah.
And to add to that, for those persons that may not have paid for a long period of time, we are launching our All Bahamas Waiver Interest Initiative to help those persons become a bit more up to date.
Mm-hmm.
This is so significantly benefits those employers that are vastly in arrears. We offer 75% interest wavering in Grand Bahama and in Abaco. In New Providence, it's up to 50%. So who doesn't want to take advantage of a sale?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is a great idea. Also, do they have to do anything to qualify for that? How does that work? Is that everybody or people who are very much in arrears?
Well, here's the thing. We ask for you, once you come in, you're assessed, and you wish to take this opportunity to apply for this interest waiver, put it in writing. Mm-hmm. And then once you put it in writing, we will then look at your request, and we will reach back out to you.
So it's possible. It's a case-by-case basis.
Possible for everyone.
So no excuses. No excuses. Any other things people need to keep in mind? You're going until, again, what time today?
Until 8 o'clock.
Until 8 o'clock.
This is going to be today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, until 8 o'clock. So we have persons there from 7:30 in the morning all the way to 8 o'clock. So we are available. And we're going to be, at the extended hours is going to be at the headquarters. Okay?
Yeah.
And this is extremely beneficial for those employers who are renewing their business licenses in January. Don't wait until January to get a head start. Let's start now. For those persons that need their tax compliance certificates sorted out, there are many persons out there that are being denied, but they're not understanding exactly why they're denied. Come in, let's sit down, let's take a look at the account. Let us explain to you, because I think customer education is very important right now. Persons just don't understand, some persons.
Yeah.
And so we're here to guide you and direct you on the right path in terms of sorting that out. In addition to that, your immigration letters, those persons on work permits, we're here to assist you with those.
Yeah. Farrell, you had a question?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say that something that a lot of folks out there need to remember is that your NIB obligation never goes away, right? You can kind of defer it and ignore it or push it to the back as in your priority list as much as possible, but it never goes away. At some point, you're going to have your day of reckoning. I've lived through that, by the way. I learned that the hard way many years ago, so I'm just kind of encouraging people to take advantage of these opportunities when NIB opens up the door and say, hey, for you folks out there that may have not been so on it, we want to bring you in. We have incentives for you. We want to make this as easy as possible. It's not judgmental. You don't have to worry about your arrears. We're going to try our best to, give you options to work through that.
Right.
This is the time that you really want to take advantage of it, because NIB isn't always in this frame of mind, right? So I'm just saying,
in the spirit of Christmas.
There's some other people who could call you too from NIB, right? So I'm just saying, this is a good opportunity to just take a deep breath and say, you know what, I may have been delinquent, but let me just go in and have a conversation with them and see where it may lead. I highly encourage it.
Farrell, I'm so happy that you went through it, that now you are a witness to what is real and possible. And the thing about it, we are not an insurance company. We're your social security. We're here when you are not with an income. We're offering you benefits, sickness, maternity, funeral, retirement. We're offering you short and long-term benefit. And so a person like Farrell, who is now current and staying current.
Right, Farrell?
Lesson learned.
He is available to all of the benefits. I would like to take this time now and invite our self-employed persons. These are the vulnerable employers. The self-employed persons are the one who are working to gain their monies. I'm inviting them to come to this extended hours so that they can bring themselves up to date.
Well, boy, have you ever done this before?
No.
No.
The interest waiver?
The extended hours.
Oh.
Rather like.
We've done something similar, but it was on a Saturday.
Okay,
But this
right.
is going to be the first time that we have this initiative with the interest waiver and an extended
Same time.
hours. Yes,
Wow.
correct.
So what has been the response when you do things like this?
Actually, the response is great. It's great because persons say, "Oh, you know what? This is so convenient for me. I'm working all hours of the day. This is convenient for me." And so now they take that initiative and they get to meet their inspector one-on-one.
Yeah, great stuff. Regina, you look like you wanted to say something.
No, I'm just, Rochelle covered it all.
Yeah. All right. So, but this is not the first time for the interest waiver.
Yes,
as well. Okay, so everything.
So here's a fun fact: the interest waiver is as a result of one of our 2024 amendments. So yes, it is the first time for it.
Wow. Okay. All right. And again, the reasons for it. I mean, you've got a lot of people. Is it a lot of people who are falling behind?
I mean, so we recognize that there are persons who, whether they don't know that they have an obligation to pay NIB, or they put it off for some reason, saying that they're going to get to it, and then at some point you get to a point where it's so far gone, your interest is probably just as much as the contributions that are owed, or maybe more. And I'm sure to, the average employer or person, that could be a little off-putting because, now I've let it go too far. I think the reasoning is we want to assist these persons because, like Farrell pointed out, the money is still owed to NIB, right? Let's see how we can work with these persons. And the goal is ultimately to always shore up NIB, and this is one of the ways that we want to do it. So we've had a number of amendments put in place, enacted, in order to continue to shore up the fund, and this is one of the ways we see that we can do that.
Yeah.
And also a key point here for employers to remember is that the arrears affect the employees. And so we want to ensure that all of our employees, all of our Bahamian persons, all of our persons who are paying contributions are benefited by addressing these arrears and ensuring that their contributions are up to date so that they can qualify for these benefits.
Wow. All right. So if you have any text messages, you can send them 422-4796, and you can squeeze your calls in as well. 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259, 242-300-5720. All right, so you said you're not going to be judgmental, but if somebody out there is terrified that they may get prosecuted, there may be some issue, what do you say to them?
Prosecution is never our first recourse, right? So we're not some big bad police. The board exists for two reasons: to collect contributions, primarily, and to pay the benefits and where necessary assistance that we need to provide. So in the first instance, where we need to collect the necessary contributions, we want to work with employers and self-employed persons. If we're this big bad bully, who's going to want to do business with us, right? So our first approach is come and have a conversation. We always tell persons to get to know your inspector, submit your wage records. And the reason for that is, if an employee puts in for a benefit, even if you have not made payment, we have the records to know what to base their benefit payments on, right? From there, have the conversation with your inspector, who's your point of contact to NIB. They're knowledgeable, they're trained in Act and regulations, and they know your account. We have options. There's an installment agreement plan that's different from interest waiver, which is essentially a payment plan. You provide 40% upfront, and you pay the remaining balance over an agreed upon period of time. We now have this month-long interest waiver program that Janine and Rochelle both spoke about, which I think is a great initiative. We're gonna waive some of that interest to see how we can work with you, et cetera. So, persons don't need to be afraid. Come and have the conversation. And at the end of the day, NIB is one of the pillars that persons depend on. You will depend on too. Yeah. NIB is from the cradle to the grave. So somewhere along that lifeline, we will have to cover you and or your dependents as well. So you don't want to fall behind or be negligent in those payments.
Absolutely.
I liken it to a person who has an ailment and they are scared to go and see the doctor. And yet they continue to try to treat it on their own.
Right.
And it continues to get worse. But if they come to see the doctor would just tell them, oh, it's just a simple. And so this is what we are.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Just come and see us, and we will take care of your situation.
Yeah.
And Dwight, if I can add real quick, right? Like NIB, think about it as a long-term mandatory savings plan. That's really, how I framed it in my mind, and it changed a lot for me, right? When you're younger, you kind of take it for granted, right? And you see it as this thing, as this separate entity. But as you age, you start to realize that for many folks, it may be the only savings plan that they actually have to rely on as they move through life and move into older age, right? So it becomes extremely important when you hit that like 45, 50 mark. All of a sudden, boy, NIB is now your best friend and your priority, and you banking on it, right? So, but what you do before then is super important as a business owner as well as an individual contributor. So these are, I wish more Bahamians would just get on board, understand that it's a small amount if you don't let it build up, but most importantly, for a lot of Bahamians, it is absolutely the only safety net they will have as they begin to age.
Absolutely. We've got Senior Inspector Marvin Duncombe with us. Good morning. Great to have you with us. Before we talk to you, let's take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi.
Okay. I do appreciate what NIB is trying to do or what they are doing, and I must say that I am a self-employed person, and I wasn't always a self-employed person, but I had my inspector call me like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, what? What you say? And she reached out and she said, this is this and that is that. And she, she offered to meet with me. And, I'm like just 1 month behind. But she said, we could connect. But what I have a problem with is that the portal, that I'm a self-employed person. I have a driving job. And it's difficult to come in there and stand on the line and pay your contributions, but that's really not what I called about, but I appreciate her calling me. And she reached out and she gave me, contact to her. But what my concern is, we speak about a lot of stuff in this country, but I can tell you that I know of live cases where we have foreigners. I'm not speaking about the Haitians. I'm speaking about the Peruvians, the other people who are in Lightfoot Key and Old Fort Bay area. We need to go into those areas, or y'all need to go into those areas with y'all inspector and find out how many of them are in this country, are working under the radar, not making any contributions. I'm telling you what I know. Okay? These people are in this country, and they are not making the majority of them. Some of them maybe are the employers, but for the life of me, we need to go behind those gated communities and try to collect what is due to the government. It is not fair because you're putting heat on the Bahamians, or you're advising us and encouraging us to come in and make our contributions, but there are a lot of illegal people in this country, or persons who are working on work permits. Their employers haven't paid in years.
Okay, let's get them to respond. How do you respond to that? And are those folks making claims? Are you seeing that? How do you respond to any of that? Who wants to take it?
Well, we're connected to, for example, we're connected to the Immigration Department, and in order for you to be able to get your work permit renewed, you have to show that you are compliant with the National Insurance Board. I sit as an inspector, and I see any number of foreign nationals coming in to make their payments. I mean, I deal with a lot of foreign people who come to make their payment. People talk bad about the Haitians, but I'm telling you, they are at the door trying to make their payments because they are really in need of their work permit. And I'm telling you, you may not see them coming into NIB, but they are there coming in to make their payments because if they don't do it, they won't be able to get a work permit renewed. Now, I don't know what happens on that end of it. But for the most part, people who need their work permit renewed, they must show that they are in compliance with the National Insurance Board Act and regulations. And we see them, a lot of them come in to make their payments to ensure that they are able to get their work permit renewed. So yeah, we look forward to going to these communities and to assessing people in these communities that may not be regulated. And we have been, the task force, I've been to many of these gated communities. I myself have been with them going into Palm Key in different areas and really putting the hammer down and making sure that people are working. And there were some people who were under the radar, and we're trying to make sure that we work in collaboration with different ministries to make sure that we are able to address all of these people that are working in the country and to make sure that they pay their contributions and pay on time.
We got a text. Somebody says that there's issues with Bahamians who are sponsoring non-Bahamians, but the employee, the non-Bahamian, is actually paying the NIB, and that it seems to be some sort of scam. Are you noticing a lot of that? What can you tell us about that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there seem to be a lot of situations where Bahamians are employing a lot of foreign nationals, and sometimes foreign nationals are coming at the door saying, I want to pay for myself, but the law doesn't allow that. You can try to pay for yourself. The fact of the matter is that the onus is on the employer.
So why are they saying that? Because the employer is not willing to pay?
That's it. Sometimes employers are seeking to get out of this by saying, you pay. But no. When the employee comes to me and say to me as an inspector, my employer doesn't want to pay for me, because sometimes they don't want to pay for them. Sometimes there may be some arrangement, but
what do you do in a situation like that?
I got to go after the person who's responsible for it, and that is the Bahamian employer who sponsored that foreign national in our country. That foreign national is not responsible for paying for anything for himself. It is the responsibility of the Bahamian person. We go after them and we put sometimes pressure on them. Sometimes I just saw one in this case in situation, big shot fella. I won't call any name, but I had to go to their job site.
Maybe you should.
No, maybe I won't. I had to go to the job site and say, what's the matter? This man's been working for you, and he's seeking to get his contribution paid, and you are evading the system. I had to show up on his job. Now, it was a little bit embarrassing for him, but the fact of the matter is he is responsible, not the employee. I don't talk to the employee. I talk to the employer. Now, the employees are, yes, many of them come and say, can I pay? And they want to pay, Dwight. They want to pay, but it is not their responsibility to pay. It is the employer's responsibility, and we are continuing to put pressure on the employer and not the employee.
Wow.
I'd like to hone in on
Janine,
that.
yep, get a little closer to the mic for me.
I'd like to hone in on that and ensure that employers are aware. When you register or when you request a work permit within the Bahamas, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, you are saying to the government, I have no one else to work for me.
Wow.
I cannot find anybody here in the country. So I had to bring somebody in. When I make the statement that I'm doing that, I am also stating that I have the means to pay them. So you've made a statement, you've made a call to the government. You've advised us that this is what you're prepared to do.
Right.
So when we bring these persons in, it's unfair to them now to expect them to pay the contributions because you made an arrangement with the government. And so, as Marvin would have said, we then go after the employer. That's the gist of it.
Boy, would you say this is a small problem, or this is? Can you give a percentage, or who don't get that, who don't understand this?
No, I wouldn't be able to give a percentage, but I want to ensure while we're here today that communication is brought out so that employers are aware that the onus is on you. The inspector will come after you. The onus is not on the employee to pay contributions. As a matter of fact, if a foreign employee goes to our cashier to make a contribution payment, the cashier will ask, where's the employer? Wow. This is the employer's account. This is not the employee's account. The responsibility lies on the employer. Now, there's a percentage that the employee pays and the employer pays, but that is handled by the employer.
And if you hear a Bahamian saying, well, I'm not to pay this, they're paying me to pay their contribution, the employee. What do you do in that situation?
That's a matter that we ought to investigate. It's a fraud matter. So, we have to look at it seriously, because the reality of the matter is that the employer has made an arrangement with the National Insurance Board to say that this is my employee and these are people that they'll be responsible for paying. Like Janine said, even if the employee goes to the cashier, we do not permit them to pay without authorization from the employer. They can't even pay. And sometimes there are arrangements where the employer may not necessarily be able to physically show to NIB, but they must have a certified letter with the passport of the employer to indicate that permission is granted to them to make the payment. That's how serious we take it, because we can't be involved in whatever fraud matter that may possibly be. And so there may be collusion between employers and employee. We don't want to be a part of that at all.
Okay, this texter's asking again, how many days will the extended hours be? I'm about 3 years delinquent. Oh, boy. I'm willing to pay for 1 year initially and start a plan. Does it work like that?
Most definitely. Yep. Most definitely. We encourage you.
It's self-employed, by the way.
The self-employed person, we encourage you to come this evening, if it's convenient for you. We are willing to work with you. 3 years, 4 years, 8 years, 15 years, 1 year. We're willing to work with you.
So again, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the Blue Hill Road local office.
Yeah.
The caller before, who was the self-employed, I want to bring out, she said that what is convenient for her since she's self-employed, there's a payment method. We have our ESS, Employer Self-Services, and we also have our mobile payment option. So she can sign up with that, and from the comfort of her home, her store, or even if she's on the road, she can actually pay through her cell phone.
And we will have a team there these next 3 evenings as well to walk them through that process as well.
All right, so you said the waiver is only for this month? This one was asking if it can be extended into January.
We will look into that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, people are telling you where you need to investigate. Oh, boy. They're calling off all the names. Wow. So, again, this is for compliance. This person says, I'm 61 and I want to get my pension. What do I do? This is not the time for not the extended hours, or is it? No. But what should they do?
This is compliance. Make certain what they can do now, not in the extended hours. Contact NIB and get their records to make sure that all of their work-life contributions are recorded, and so that when they're ready to apply for their retirement benefit, they will be able to go ahead and get that benefit without delay.
Regina?
For the person that texter, I don't know if they're ready to put in for their retirement benefit. I'm going to piggyback off of Rochelle. The first step is getting a printout of your records or signing up for the Registrant Self-Service Portal to make sure all the records are there. Right. If anything is missing, bring in your employment letter, your job letter, to make sure we fill in those gaps. The next step is if they are ready to apply for retirement benefit, they need to make application 3 months before. So that means speak with your employer. Get a copy of that letter saying that you would be leaving your job. Get all of your application forms, get your bank card, your passport, all of that stuff ready. And you need to make application 3 months before to make sure you're getting that benefit within the time frame you wish the benefit to start.
I'm smiling at these text messages. We have a lot of education work to do about NIB. Oh boy, this person says, ask your guests if a person is a resident, not a Bahamian, are they required to pay contributions for the local household staff that are also not Bahamian?
Okay. Once you employ any workers in the Bahamas, you are required to pay our social security, to pay NIB. So even if you are a foreigner, but you hire someone, you are required to register and make payment for them.
Something could happen to them. They could get injured, right? This is Social Security for them as well. This is giving me chills because how many people are thinking that because they're not Bahamians, they're foreigners, and they hired non-Bahamians, they don't have to do this.
Yeah, agreed, and it's the law. We want to ensure that they understand that that's the law.
Wow, Regina.
I think Marvin does Speakers Bureau with me. He's a part of Speakers Bureau. So we have to go out and we give presentations about NIB and the benefits and assistance we provide all the time. One of the things we point out, and I want listeners to take away today, is anyone who's gainfully employed within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas has to have contributions paid on their behalf if they are an employee, or if you are an employer or self-employed, you have to pay contributions. You just have to pay contributions. Yeah. Whether you are part-time, full-time, retired and receiving your retirement benefit, your employer pays 2% on your behalf. Summer students between the months of June through August, age 14 to 24, your employer pays 2% on your behalf in case
Summer
you
students
get...
too.
Correct, because if they get injured on the job, we have to cover them, but that's 2% from the employer and not deducted from their wages. So everyone who's gainfully employed, contract worker, you are a consultant, you have to pay contributions. No one's exempt.
Yeah. Wow.
And there's this myth, people believe that if someone's on probation, that they don't need to pay for them until they are, officially on the job. But no, anytime work is due, contribution is due. And for the same reason that we want to make sure people are covered for industrial accidents and things of that nature. And even summer students who are working during the summer months.
It's very interesting because probations are getting longer.
Yeah,
6 months to years, I've been hearing. So, my goodness, can you imagine? You've made no contributions?
For the whole time.
Wow.
And persons like to... I think sometimes there's a bit of confusion as to who contributions are due by when you have a scenario when somebody's a subcontracted worker or a subcontractor. If you need clarification on that, we have inspectors who will go through that letter to decide who is responsible for wages. Because, there's a series of questions they will ask to decide whether you are actually self-employed or you are an employee.
Wow. One final call before we go. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Strong, good morning, your wonderful guest.
Hi.
Yeah, you didn't read my text. You forced me to call. So that's not me. I'm 61, but I can be 62. I'll change it to 62. But I just wanted the lady. She said mobile payment plan. And so to tell you the truth, I'm a couple of years behind. But I could come and pay like a year and then whatever. But I just wanted to know if I could get a plan. Once I come in and pay like a year or two. And then what's the mobile... What's the mobile thing all about? I don't have no idea what it is because it's convenient. Of course, I'm busy, because I basically have like just me one and then somebody comes and helps me. So I remember my compliance officer, I think her name was KK or somebody that I dealt with. But I have the paperwork and all that. I just hang up and listen because I want to get it off my back. It's like a monkey on my back. And I could pay like a year or two and then just go from there. That's what I really want. What's the mobile system? Because I want to, if you could come here, it'll be great.
Okay, take a listen. Thanks a lot.
So, sir, I thank you for calling in, and your inspector is KK. I want you to understand, you're talking about coming in and paying for a year. Let us come in, let us assess you so that we can take care of all your arrears so that you would be seen as being current once you enter into a payment plan, okay? And then we will make small, easy payments for you to continue to pay your current and your arrears. The mobile app that I spoke of, it actually is called Employers Self-Service. It's one, and Easy C10 Submit and Pay. It's actually a mobile app that you can use any device with. So you can be on the road and you can fill out the form and pay with your credit card. The same thing with our ESS. You can pay with a credit card. And that actually allows you to do the same thing as you would have done, filling out the actual paper form, coming to our cashier, and the records being posted in our system. Now, the difference with it, as soon as you press submit with these mobile apps, your records are automatically in our system. So you don't have to worry about a personnel having to data enter that information in. You would have already done that. As a self-employed person, I think this is an excellent application because you're on the road, it's convenient, it's easy, you pay with a credit card, your records are up to date immediately. So you are seen as current. So you would not have to see an inspector at any time unless you have a question.
Yeah.
Right. In this caller's case here, because he has arrears that goes back, he needs to come and see the inspector. So the mobile app will not be the thing he will go to first. Once he gets sorted out, then he'll be able to continue with the mobile app payment plan.
Okay.
But he needs to see KK first, and we need to do an assessment on his arrears. When we do the assessment, we'll tell him exactly what the total amount is and what the interest amount is on it. And then what we do is first of all, he'd have to come with 40% of that. He also has the right to apply for the interest waiver as well, and we'll give him that interest waiver. But he'll have the total of what he owes. He'll have to pay 40% of that, and once he paid 40% of that, then we will give him a plan for which he can pay it off within a 12-month period or something of that nature. And then he'll be well on the way. Once that is sorted out, he can get on the mobile plan. He can be well on his way.
Okay, wonderful stuff. Again, remind us about the extended hours today, Wednesday, and Thursday until 8 p.m. And if you want the waiver, what should you do?
Come and visit us. We will assess your account, and then we will work with you in requesting the waiver.
Okay. All right, great stuff. We're out of time, but I know we're going to see you a little bit later this month. Janine, you wanted to add something?
I just wanted to add, we wanted to share the direct compliance management contact numbers for this initiative, and that would be Ms. Italia Rule and myself, Janine DeVoe. We can be contacted at 502-1617 or 396-1918.
Okay. Excellent stuff. Thank you all so much for being here this morning, sharing some great information. Really appreciate you all. Janine Outen DeVoe, Marvin Duncombe, Rochelle Roll, and Radina Basden. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our final few minutes of Morning Blend Business in just a bit. Stay here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Schedule your test drive of the truck that's built for the Bahamas by visiting easy242.com or call 461-0100.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
As an athlete, I've learned that success isn't built on extras. It's built on the essentials. Strength, discipline, smart choices. That's why I'm proud to partner with Bahama Health to introduce Essential 300, a comprehensive health insurance plan that's all about covering what truly matters. Essential 300 is Bahama Health's most affordable major medical plan for groups and individuals. It offers access to a specialized network of care with essential benefits like preventative services. Because real strength starts with staying healthy. You may not be training for a race, but everyone deserves strong and affordable coverage with Essential 300. With Bahama Health, you can feel good about your health plan and protect what truly matters, your health.
For more information, call 396-1350 or visit www.bahamahealth.com.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for two, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
It's an island love Christmas. Joy's in the air, jackpots are rising. There's luck everywhere. No snow on the ground, just sunshine and cheer. It's an island love Christmas, the best time of year.
Island Luck wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Lucky New Year.
This holiday season, come to John's on Rosetta Street, Ocamica Road for all your footwear and fashion needs, where we've got you and the family covered. Shoes, bags, jewelry, clothes, and even home appliances. John's has everything you need for work, church, play, or the party in your life. John's has Skechers, Steve Madden, New Balance, Nautica, Hey Do It, Patrick Ewing, and other trusted brands. A John's gift card is the perfect gift. So come on into John's and start your holidays off on the right foot. Merry Christmas, Bahamas!
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale now through Wednesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, except on net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, pans, glue, ladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale, going on now through December 24th.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. TPG, a leading global alternative asset manager, and La Caisse, a global investment group, have signed a $5 billion definitive agreement to acquire a majority interest in Pike Corporation, the U.S.-based company that is giving New Providence's electricity transmission system a complete overhaul. A statement by one of those investors, TPG, explaining that it and global investment group La Caisse, formerly CDPQ, have partnered with the management team of Pike Corporation. TPG says it will invest in Pike through TPG Rise Climate, its climate investing platform, and added that La Caisse is investing alongside TPG for significant minority interest. Read more on that in today's Guardian Business section. The Central Bank of the Bahamas' quarterly economic review for quarter 3 2025 revealing that stopover tourism remained constrained during the period, with accommodations capacity problems, and all despite total foreign arrivals rising by 4.6%. According to the report, tourism output continued to register healthy gains during the third quarter, although at a more tempered pace, as the high-value added stopover segment remained constrained with accommodations capacity. And domestic credit declined in the third quarter of 2025 in contrast with a rise in banking sector liquidity, according to the quarterly economic review. The central bank saying in monetary developments, bank liquidity expanded during the review quarter as the rise in the deposit base contrasted with the decline in domestic credit. It said the reduction in the financial system's net foreign assets moderated, reflecting the government's external borrowings and net foreign currency inflows from real sector activity. And the Bahamas will always fight negative perceptions as a result of the collapse of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, according to Executive Director of the Securities Commission of the Bahamas, Christina Roll. Speaking during the Future of Crypto Compliance podcast series, According to an article from FinTech News Network, Roll told the podcast that the same way the country's reputation as a tax haven will always hover over it, the stains left from the 2022 FTX collapse will always linger with the Bahamas. More on that in today's Guardian Business section as well. Overseas, beginning Wednesday, in Australia, anyone 16 and younger will be banned by law from holding accounts with Facebook, Instagram, Kik, Reddit, Snapchat, Threads, TikTok, X, YouTube, and Twitch. The platforms face fines of up to 49.5 million Australian dollars or 32.9 US dollars if they fail to take responsible steps to remove the accounts. Meta, which owns Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, was the first tech giant to react, beginning to exclude suspected young children from last week. The Australian government is committed to defeating the challenge on behalf of what they say, a challenge to the law that is claiming that the law is unconstitutional. Government says it's going to challenge that on behalf of what they say is an overwhelming majority of parents who demand government action against social media harms. Many restricted children have told media they welcome their exclusion from platforms with design features that encourage them to spend more time on screens, while also serving up content that can harm their health and well-being. And you've probably heard it, Paramount on Monday launching a hostile takeover offer for Warner Brothers Discovery, initiating a potentially bruising battle with rival bidder Netflix to buy the company behind HBO, CNN, and a famed movie studio, along with the power to reshape much of the U.S.'s entertainment landscape and the world's. Emerging just days after the top Warner managers agreed to Netflix's $72 billion purchase, the Paramount bid seeks to go over the heads of those leaders by appealing directly to Warner shareholders with more money, $74.4 billion, and a plan to buy all of Warner's business, including the cable business that Netflix does not want. Paramount said its decision to go hostile came after it made several earlier offers that Warner management, quote, never engaged meaningfully, with following the company's October announcement that it was open to selling itself. Paramount noted that its offer contains more cash, $18 billion more, and argued that it's more likely to pass scrutiny from U.S. President Donald Trump's administration. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Monday, your market movers, Bahamas Property Fund moving 1,100 shares, closing at $12, up 50 cents. Cable Bahamas moving 3,000 unchanged at $3.99. Commonwealth Bank moving $1,462, up 1 cent to $4.23. Consolidated Water down 6 cents to $6.76. And Emira Incorporated down 5 cents to $11.53. The BISX All Share Index closing at 3,081.18, up 0.41. That's your Market Watch, and that is your Morning Business Report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. That is going to do it for us today. Farrell Goff, thank you so much for being here today. I will see
Thank you, Dwight. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Great conversation. So we'll talk again very soon. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for